I'd love to hear your words about what brought you to me, how that decision-making process went and how you're experiencing it.
I heard about your work from a friend who said that she had had a profound experience in healing her body. I thought, okay, whatever it is, I want to do that too. When I heard about the work, it was the perfect time for me because I had just re-entered talk therapy after a sexual assault that had happened almost 10 years ago. I was surprised that it was still entering my life, that I hadn't been able to say goodbye to it. I hadn't healed as much as I wanted to. I needed to relearn how to relate to my body, and I needed to trust myself to be able to communicate what I needed. And that all happened through sexological bodywork. The last part of it for me was this big light bulb moment where I realized that I was confusing overstimulation with a trauma response. It was worth every penny, just easily, from as soon as the second session. I am so glad I did it. I wish I had done this years ago. Worked so well and surprisingly quickly. And I just felt so safe the whole time. And now my life is just more fun.
Yay. More fun, best sex, confident, empowered. I love this for you. And your trauma, if I may say, was specifically to your breasts and your chest. And I think it's worth mentioning that in the interim of those 10 years, you've also birthed and breastfed two children.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm curious, like, what feels so different about how you're experiencing yourself after the work that we've done?
There have been a few phases. There's the pre-trauma phase when I really loved my nipples played with. And then the assault happened, and that was the end of that. I thought for a long time, but I had no choice but to face it because I wanted to breastfeed my two kids.
Yeah.
And people who have breastfeed kids or chest fed kids before, they know that, they bite you sometimes. When my first son was like 2 or 3 months old, he bit me and it triggered the trauma. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is entering my relationship with my child.
Yeah.
So I did more talk therapy and I had no choice but to continue breastfeeding. I thought I could have stopped, but I wanted to keep breastfeeding. And I was able to get to the point where my child biting me did not trigger the trauma. That was my first win, but I wasn't able to access pleasure. Sometimes it would happen, but especially with my partner who I was with during the assault, it was really present in our ongoing sexual relationship. For a long time, I just accepted that. I thought that's what my life was like. And then, this is coming up on the 10-year mark. I thought, what if it didn't have to be that way? I'm going to go to talk therapy even more, which again helped. But I was able to experience pleasure in very slow and trust forward ways, and experiencing the sensation in my body in a very slow way with someone who I had built trust with, who had built, with you, Darshana, we built such great communication patterns that you taught me so that I felt safe. So the most vulnerable part of my body, I felt safe with you. And from there, because you knew so many things and words and exercises to build that safety, I could relearn how to feel pleasure in my body. My partner had never really done anything like this before, so I was like, hey, why don't we go together so that it can become a part of our lives together? It's not just something that happened in the room in session. I wanted that pleasure to be something that was mine, ours, on an ongoing basis. Fast forward to now, I'm having the best sex of my life.
Yay for you.